Hi, everyone. Welcome to my presentation for the Author 2 Writing Conference, which is sponsored by Letterpress and WTC Creatives. And as an aside here, you can, as a special thanks, WCT Creatives is pleased to offer 20% off their professional web design services, and you can find that link in the description. Now, the sponsor spiel out of the way. I am Anita Stewart, also known as AF Stewart, and this is how to create graphics on Canva for free. Now, basically, what I'm going to be doing in the next hour is showing you some tips and tricks on how to use the free version of Canva. These tips and tricks will work in the pro version as well. But the free version is a little harder to navigate, of course, because it has some limitations because it's the free version. And then that's the first part of the presentation. And the second part of the presentation will be a live tutorial as we actually create a book graphic together. So, and I've also given you all a free gift. There's a link in the description where you can go over to my Ko-fi shop and download a zip file full of free graphics that you can actually use on Canva or anywhere else you want to. There's some dividers there that will be good for using as scene breaks in print books. I've got some various little sci-fi, fantasy, and horror graphics that you can use on the book graphics. And also I have some torn paper overlays that you might want to use for cover reveals. So that's in the free download that you can get over on the Ko-fi shop, and that will be up on my Ko-fi shop until July 1st. So get it this weekend, as I'll be taking it down next week. So okay, so yeah, and because I'll be using screen sharing to do the tutorial, it's going to be a little hard for me to monitor the comments. Try and save your questions till after the first session and the Q&A, because I will be taking a little break between the sessions to check the comments and questions, and we will be doing a full Q&A at the end. So if I don't get to your question, please repost it. If I've missed it, I will try and scroll through and get all the questions in the break and at the Q&A. But anyway, so now we will start the first part of the presentation. We will get the old screen share started here. Okay, and I'm going to now, hopefully you can all see this. I'm going to pop myself down here for now. You should be able to see the front. This is the home page of the Canva screen. Home page of the Canva website. And you can see up here, these are all the graphics that I've been doing for myself. And there's a couple of graphics in there as well for Crystal Lake Publishing, which I work for. The YouTube thumbnails and the podcast thumbnails as well. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go into, and I'm going to show you how to use Canva. So we're going to flip over to I'm going to flip this onto full screen. So my face is going to disappear because I don't want to get in the way when I'm doing this. And we're going to flip over here. So now the first thing you want to do, of course, is figure out what post you're going to want to use, whether you're going to be YouTube thumbnail, Instagram post. Anyway, so they're all up here on the top row where my little cursor's moving, and they're making little movements. Hopefully you can all see that. So we're going to start, and I'm going to click on Instagram post because I mean most of us are familiar with the Instagram, and that's going to flip you right into it's going to flip you right into the design area. Now, when you flip on one of their pre-made things, you can also make your own custom designs as well. They have a little custom thing at the top as well. It's going to flip you into templates, which is under this top thing here, design, that thing right here at the top. There's like little squares down here for the sidebar. Now, templates are pre-made things, and they're kind of a hit and miss thing when you're using the free version of Canva, because some of them are free to use entirely. Some of them are pro versions, and some of them have partial free elements, but they also have some pro elements in it too. So you're going to have to be careful if you want to use it. Start with a pre-made template on what you can use and what you can't. However, they are also good for inspiration. So we'll click on this one I used earlier, because I've been making graphics for my Paranormal Cozy Mystery Set in the bakery. And so you can see this one, it doesn't seem to have any pro things on it. So this is a design template. Now, maybe you like it as is. Maybe you're actually using something for a cake sale, and that's perfect. But chances are you're doing this for a book. So you'll want to get rid of, and then see up here, you'll see the little thing, and this has your tools in it. That's a delete, that one's duplicate, all that sort of thing. So you'll just want to delete that, and then you'll want to delete this. Maybe you're doing like I was with the bakery. So we'll leave the cake, and then we'll take this off. Whoops, I accidentally duplicated that. See? Live with the mistakes and everything. Now, maybe you want to keep that for your text. That little brown bit. So we'll come over here and back to the little sidebar over here, and we'll click on the sidebar icon that says text. And now we will click on the bar up here that says add a text box. And then you get your text. Now, see, you can't seem to be able to move that, right? It's just clicking on it. So sometimes this happens in Canva. So just click off of it and then click back onto it. And then you'll see the move, and you'll be able to move it. And then up here in the bar, you can decide what text you want. Let's go with fantastic text. And you'll have to be careful when you're choosing text, because if you scroll down, you'll see little ones with golden crowns. Anything with a golden crown on Canva is a pro element and cannot be used in the free thing. So you'll have to avoid those. There are pro elements. Some pro elements can actually be purchased on an individual basis in Canva. So if you actually find an element or possibly a font, I have not purchased any font, so I cannot say whether they can be purchased or not. Probably you could actually purchase them on an individual basis and use them in your designs as well. So anyway, so we have our little paragraph text. We'll just press on the thing there and make it a little bigger, put it in the middle, and then you've got paragraph text here. Anyway, so you want to add some more elements, say, then you go down to the elements here. And now you've got all these things over here. You've got that's my recently used ones. You've got shapes, graphics. You've got the AI image generator. I do not use AI. Whether you do or not, that's up to you. But I dabbled with Canva AI in the beginning just to see what it was like. I didn't like it. They may have improved it because I haven't used it in a long time. So, and then you have stickers here. You've got photos, frames, grids. We'll get into frames during the tutorial. Grids, audio. Most if not all of their audio is paid. So I would suggest, if you want to use audio, like if you're making a little video thing, go over to Pixabay and download one of their free audios and upload it to Canva to use. So then they got charts. You're probably not going to use charts, but maybe you will. Polls and quizzes, mockups. We'll get into mockups in the tutorial as well. And you've got sheets and tables. Now, a lot of stuff, I don't use a lot of this stuff. I mostly use frames. I've used grids a couple of times, but most of what I'm going to use are the graphics. So we'll pop into the graphics here. Now, best way to use the graphics is to search. So we'll search for cake, because we've got a little cake thing here. So we will search for cakes. And then you will get all sorts of graphics of cakes. Now, again, I'm not sure if you can see this on the screen, but some of these have the little gold crowns that says Pro. Now, if you can see this, it's got a little pop-up and it says, to use this premium image, upgrade to Canva Pro or pay $1.39 Canadian. It's in Canadian for me, so it's probably more like 99 cents for you guys in America for a Pro content license. So if you do find a Pro element that you absolutely have fallen in love with and you want to use it, you can actually license it for a fee. So there's that. But if you don't want to pay for any Pro licenses, you're going to have to scroll through all of this to find the free stuff. Now, the free stuff is anything without a gold crown on it. So this cake here with the strawberries is free. So it's awfully big though, isn't it? So we're going to squinch it on down there. And there. Now, so, and then you'll also see, sometimes you'll see magic recommendations. Now, you're going to see two versions of this. You're going to see magic recommendations, and you're going to see magic recommendations for Pro, or Pro magic recommendations, something like that. Magic recommendations will give you free stuff. Pro recommendations will give you stuff for the Pro version. So we're going to click on the magic recommendations and see what they have for us. And you have all sorts of cakes. I actually use this particular cupcake one here in some of my graphics already. But here's a nice little cupcake, and it's excellent for what I want to demonstrate. So we have found a nice little cupcake. We like this cupcake, but we don't want to lose the cupcake when we click off and go, say, to uploads. So you don't want to lose the cupcake. You can do two things. You can click on the little three dots in the tool above the graphic. You can click Info, and then you can click Add to a folder. Now, I already have favorites set up, but if you're just coming into this, you will probably have to create a folder. So then you click on Favorites, and then you click Add to Folder. Now, that little graphic is saved in your folder, which is down here in Projects. Why they put the folders in Projects, I don't know, but they did. So, and now you'll have that little cupcake somewhere. There it is, somewhere in your project folder. Now, you can also go back to Elements, and we're back on the cakes. You can also click the little three dots when the element's still on the display here, and you will get Add to Folder there. So you can click them from here, or you can click them from here. And I'll also be showing you another way to reuse graphics across designs. So, okay, and oh, no, we want uploads. Okay, so now we're going to add the book cover. So I'm going to go scroll down and find there we go. So now we're going to add the book cover. So now I have uploaded my book cover. So you can upload your book covers. You just click Upload Files, and then it will go into, and then you can upload a file here, and it will end up here, and you can use it across designs. These uploads stay in your folder, so you can use them across designs. So that's kind of the basic thing. Oh, yeah, and we'll get into the other things here too. So you have photos. That's basically if you want to like change the background to a photo, click that one. So now you can have photo, or you could do a collage if you're doing a collage or something like that. And if say you don't want that anymore, you can either click delete and it will get rid of it, or you can just click the undo button up here at the very, very top, and eventually it will get rid of it. So that's and anyway, you've got backgrounds. That will put a background on your graphic. It will size it automatically on your graphic instead of you having to size it like with photos. So you see that? Now we have a music background instead of the background we had. We will undo that. So that's basically what backgrounds are. And so you've got apps here. We'll click the apps here. I'll just give you a quick look at it. It's got a whole bunch of things. Basically, the default apps are probably what you're going to be using. Um, but yeah, so yeah, they've got captions if you want to put captions in a video, say. Um, they've also got a couple AIs and things like that. But they also have a few different things down here, which are third-party apps. Now, I have not used these, but you can scroll through them and check them out. Something might actually work for you if you need it. There's a lot of AI ones here, so that's why I don't usually go in there and use it. And so that's uploads. Brand is for pro, so you won't be using that if you're using the free program. So we've gone over design, elements, text, tools, projects. Okay. So we're going to head back home now. So that's your menu now, your home menu now. And you click home and you will go to home. Now, when you go back to home after doing a project, you're probably not going to see what you left because Canva has a little problem updating the previews coming out of designs into the home page. So, but the next time you're there, you'll see it, or you can refresh it in a few minutes and you'll see it. Anyway, so now I'm going to show you a couple of designs that I already did, and we're going to go and we're going to check out another feature that I like. Okay, we're going to do this one. This will do this is the AWC graphics that I did. And this feature is something I like, and it's the feature that you can actually put more than one graphic in the same, I don't know if you call it a folder, but you can have more than one graphic. See, you can just click and add a page. Whoops. Yeah, sometimes you have to do it twice. And then you can have another graphic, right? And so you can collect graphics. Like if you were doing graphics for one book, you can collect them all together. You can then download them individually or all at once, depending on your preferences. And I'll get to downloading in a minute. See, and there are advantages to putting them in together, because say you wanted to recreate this particular background or whatever, and but you just wanted to change the text in it or something, and some of the graphics maybe, but you wanted the background. You can just click duplicate page, right? And then change the graphics. We'll just delete that because we're going to get rid of it eventually anyway. So, well, not delete page. We want to delete the graphic here. Oh, it doesn't seem to want to delete anyway. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, and then you can just delete the text, delete the graphic, and put in the new stuff, and you still have the blank page there. So it's a time-saving tip if you do this sort of thing, but we're just going to get rid of that and get rid of that. So that's actually a good thing. And now we're going to go back to the home page because I'm going to show you how to download this stuff. So in order to download it, you click the three dots. You click download. Now what you're going to get when you have a multiple page like this is you're going to get pages 1 to 2 here. It could be 1 to 5, whatever, how many pages you got. So you're going to click the drop down box and you're going to unclick, select all if you just want individuals, and then click either page 1 or page 2. Click done, and then you download it. If you want to click all of them, just click select all, click done, and then you download it, and it will download it as a zip file. So, let's see. Video. Okay. And tabs. Just checking my notes here to make sure I got everything. Okay. And also, you can, if you go into projects on the sidebar here in the homepage tab, in the homepage bar, you can organize um, your graphics into folders if you want to be more organized. I am not organized. I had the only folder I have, as you can see, is the favorites that I put the images in. I should be organized, but I am not. So that's also another useful thing, especially if you want to organize it by book, like all your book graphics for one series in this folder, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so last thing I want to show you before popping off for questions is go back to home, is going to do a quick tour of videos, because you can actually do shorts on Canva. So we'll go Instagram story, and it's going to click you right into the templates here. And so you can do, like I said, you're going to have to check for pro and things, but you've got different templates here that you can use for videos. Or you can get the inspiration or design things here. And or you can go into, where is it? Did it disappear on me? Oh no, there it is, videos. Or you can click on the sidebar and go into videos, and they have different videos that you can scroll through and use. Again, there's a lot of pro. Okay, that one's not a pro, so we'll just, and then you can resize the video here. To fit your thing. So, and then you can go here and you can add text to it. So we'll just add this text for example. You can add text to it. Go into elements. Now you will find, if you go into, where's graphics? Go into graphics. They actually have animated graphics in here, and so that's a sticker. It's an animated sticker, but I am not sure what the heck that is. It looks very odd to me. But anyway, that's you can add animated stickers to it, or you can go into graphics. Where the heck did graphics get to? Oh, I'm in graphics. What am I doing? So we'll just go beach. We'll search beach, and you could add. We'll see if we can find some. Add a little crab here. And now the crab's not moving, but you can animate the static graphics a little bit. You can do like an animation coming in, an animation going out, or you can create an rudimentary animation by just of course, now I can't remember how to do this thing. Okay, so yeah, you can create a rudimentary animation. I'm not sure, maybe you can do it on videos, but anyway, well, let's go in here. And design there. And we'll just play the video. Yeah, okay. So basically, you can create a rudimentary animation with graphics. Apparently, my skills with doing it there, it could be because it's on a video. I've usually created them on static things. So, but it basically will move across the page when you do it properly. But anyway, so you can create like little rudimentary animations and videos, and you can do like slideshow videos as well in this. I'll show you some of the ones I've done. Okay. So you can get a better idea about this. All right. Okay, yeah, here's one that I just posted today for my thing. So, and we'll just play this here. I don't know if you'll get the sound on it, but you should be able to watch the video. So as you can see here in this, like all these little things, like, so we'll click on the animation for this one. And this one, like, they have some limited add-on effects. You can rotate it, you can watch it flicker, is the one I picked, you can pulse it, or you can wiggle it. That's basically what you can do if you want it to go have a little bit of an animation, a little bit of life. And so that, and you can do like you can do the in and out one and stuff and stuff. So you can do a little rudimentary animation on the text and the graphics when you're doing these things as well. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the home page, and we're going to go back to this page. We're going to stop sharing the screen for a minute and pop me back. There we go. All right, and I'm going to go take a little break while we check the comments and the questions here. Okay. Just mostly highs. Doesn't seem to be any questions so far, so that's good. I hope it's all been coming through and it's been pretty clear. So if we don't have, oh, question. How do you create a slideshow? Okay, when we go back in, I'll give you a quick tour of how to do that. Just give me a minute here. Because it's pretty easy actually. So basically, if you were doing a video, so you just go into video and we'll go Instagram Reel. And so basically it says here you've got a 5 minute, sorry, 5 minute, 5 second clip here to start with. So you just go down right beside it and there's an ad page. So you just click another ad page and you click another ad page. So now you've got 3 slides. You go into your uploads. We'll do this from the uploads because I want to do this really quick. And say I'm going to do a slideshow of my books, my series. Do I have the first one here? Oh, we'll click another one. I hope I have the first one. But anyway, so we go here and there. We'll go here and let's see if I can find my, there it is. Okay, there's the book. Then we'll go scroll back up here where I've seen the other ones there. And then now, of course, you'd want to put pretty backgrounds in. So you go in here, we'll put blue, find a nice blue background. That looks kind of sea-like, so we'll give it a nice blue background. Go here, give it the same background, same background, same background. Now, you go into the middle here between the slides, and you'll see something called Add Transitions. Now, you can click that. They don't have a lot of transitions in Canva, but I find the dissolve one works the best. And I'm just going to push it up just a little bit. And then you can click here, apply between all pages if you want to have the same transition, and it will automatically add that. So, and now you've just got the slideshow. Of course, you can add the animations, like I said, make them come in and out. I'll show you that in just a sec. So you go in to this, and then you click animate up here. And so we'll just have a nice fade. So we'll click fade, and you can animate both in entering and exit, or just on enter or just on exit. We're going to click both. And then see, I'll show you how that looks, and it will fade in and it will fade out. Now we'll stop that, go back to the slide, on the graphic again, go back to animate. And you can also, like, say we want it to flicker a little bit like that. So we'll click flicker, and then you get a little flickering slideshow. And you can do the same thing here. Animate, click flicker, go here, click flicker, go here, and click flicker. And then they all flicker. Now you can also animate the page. So you can have the actual page, the background, fade in and out as well. So, and anyway, this is just basic. I mean, you'd spend, okay, sometimes that happens. I don't know why. So yeah, so just click out and then click back to the front when that something like that happens. And then you've got the flickering things. I mean, you can do a better job. This is just a quick demonstration of a slideshow. So we'll go back to the home page here. Click back over here. Okay, so I hopefully that answered your questions. I'm not sure how well you saw that on the thing here, but basically you just add the slides in the video, and then you just do whatever you want to them, animate them, put little graphics in. Now, I'm going to flip over. I'm going to remove myself again, and I'm going to flip over, and we're going to do the book graphic together. So we're going to go step by step on how to do one of those trope book graphics. So I got about 15 minutes. So I don't know if we're going to finish 15, 20 minutes. I don't know if we're going to finish the graphic, but we're going to get enough that you'll get the idea. So, and now we are going to go over to the, now, okay, so there. I've got this set up as a blank page. So, and what we want to do, I've got another graphic here I created. This isn't a trope graphic. It's just another graphic I used on Instagram. But we kind of want that same kind of vibe, the pink and the baking stuff and the magic stuff. So we'll go here. And first thing we do is we want the same pink. So we're going to go over to backgrounds. And now you can put pink in backgrounds, pink. And you get all these sort of nice things. Now you've got this thing. I've used this particular one in graphics. I've used this one as well. And, or you can just click on the document colors and use a, the color palette, and you can use a color like a gradient even. So you can go in here, you can use a solid color, or you can use a gradient, as you can see. And you can, down here, they have the styles of gradients. That's the one on that has the light to dark on the left, starting on the left. This one has it on the top. This one kind of diagonal. There's a radial one, another diagonal. So anyway, but we don't want gradient, so we're going to go off of that. And I kind of want, we're going to use this one as our background. I've used this in other things for this particular book, so we're going to use that. Now you can also go into photos if you wanted to, and have a background like that. And what you can do with photos And the background. So it's like you can put a background and then you can take this photo and size it up over the background. And then you can take the transparency and dial it down. So now you have a slightly gradient over top of the background like this, which actually looks kind of nice. So you can kind of fade out the background and you can have it like gradient. You can do that with any of the photos. Doesn't have to be. So like I've done it. I've taken a plain blackish background and then I put kind of like a grunge photo over it to give it sort of an effect. So, I mean, you can do all sorts of, you can see this one here. I mean, that would be great as a transparency over something. We'll just give you a quick view of what it would look like. See like that? So, but we don't want that. So we'll get rid of that. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to put the book cover because we're doing a trope thing. So we want to put the book cover in first and foremost. Now, if you're doing a trope, you can do it two ways. You can either do it with just the straight book cover, like that, in the middle, nothing on it. It's just a picture. I've seen them done that way, but you can. Some of them do it with inside, like a Kindle. Now, so we're going to go to Elements because they do have these sorts of Kindle things in Canva. Now, we're going to go into Graphics. Graphics, sorry. We're not going into graphics. Okay, we're going to go down, sorry. We're going to find, if we can find it, where did it go? Oh, frames, there we go. Yeah, obviously need to clean my glasses. So we're going to click on frames. Now you can see, oh, they've got these nice little frames of devices. Now this is where most people are going to go first, but this is not where you want to go. So we're going to click this one because it's kind of a Kindle, kind of a tablet sort of thing. And see, with these frames, you take your photo and you hover over it and it will automatically click into the frame. But you see what happens? It doesn't fit very well. And that's the problem with these frames. Now, and on the free plan, you cannot really resize too well. Sometimes you can, most times you can't. So we're going to right click that. We're going to get up the little tab here, and we're going to click detach image, and that will take it out of the frame. Now, what you want to do if you want this sort of Kindle look, get rid of the frame, is not go to frames, but go not go to frames, go back and go all the way down to mockups. And you're going to click on mockups, and they've got smartphones here. They've got computers if you wanted to put it on a laptop or something. But what we want for our purposes is tablets and TV way down here. And you can see we want this one. Now you've got some with hands here too. And you can see you've got one on kind of animated there on the video table. And you've got one, somebody reading. So you've got lots of things to choose from depending on what you're making. But since we're doing a trope, we want a standalone. So we're going to click that one. Whoops, now I accidentally clicked it twice. That happens. So, and now we're going to take our image, hover it over, and let it load up. Okay, so of course that's too small. So we're just going to size it up. Maybe just size it down just a little bit because we want room for the tropes. And then you're going to put all your elements. You're going to go into elements, go back to elements, go back to graphics. You're going to search arrows. And you don't want shapes because they're the wrong kind of arrows. You want to go into graphics. And yeah, you're going to find some pro ones and you're going to find different types of arrows. You're going to have to scroll, blah, 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 all the way down. Now, I already have some graphics in arrows and projects that I use. So I'm going to go to my favorites for the sake of time and scroll down. Hopefully not scroll past the arrow. There we go. So we're going to, or is that the one I used? No, this is the one I used. Okay, so we're going to use that one. This one's gone. So we're going to do that. So, and then you're going to put the arrows on. And now you're just going to duplicate your arrows. And you're going to rotate them. Now, you want them over on the other side, so you're going to duplicate them. But you get over here and they're the wrong way around. So you click up here and you click flip horizontal, rotate it, duplicate it, rotate it, and there you've got your arrows. Now you're going to want to come into text, and we're going to add the tropes. So we're going to add a text box. Now, it's already keyed up to the text I've been using in some of the other graphics. So we got lucky on that one, but you might have to search around through the things, and that's a little big and not quite. So we want to have it down there like that because we want to fit it in here. We want to size it down. And then we're going to add a trope. So it's a murder mystery. So our first trope is going to be murder. And now it's a little bit too small. So we'll size it back up a little bit. Put murder over here. So the arrow's kind of there. And we'll just, and then you're just going to adjust it to where you want it. And then again, just click on duplicate, move it over. And this one, we will go witches. Whoops, did not spell witches right. Okay, so, and now you're thinking, well, the black doesn't look very good. So we're going to change the color on this. So we click into the text color up here. And since we've already used a lot of the colors, we can just go into document colors here and click the red we were using on some of the other ones, which is another advantage of putting more than one graphic in the same stream. I'm going to call it a stream, the same graphic stream there. See, and now you've got kind of a pinkish red. And again, we'll do the same thing here. And you can adjust the colors. Like in here, you can go in and adjust the colors. If you want it darker, you want it lighter. Anyway, now you don't want white arrows. You want them a little more pink. Again, you can go into here and make them a little pink, but that's a little too pink. So maybe we'll make them a little off-white instead, or maybe we'll make them pink, go into documents, and then we'll make them a little less pink. Little lighter pink, like almost white, but just a pink shade there. Now we're going to go in here, and now we want to match that color. So we're going to go into color, and you'll see down in the document colors that pink is now in the document colors. So you can just click it. If you don't see the pink in there, you can click here, click on the eyedropper, go up here, and get the wrong pink. Sometimes that happens. Anyway, that's why I use the document colors. It could be my screen save, my sunscreen thing that I have on the browsers is fudging up the colors. So anyway, so now we have little pink arrows and pink text. So we want another one here. So we're going to go click on that, duplicate it, come down here, and we're going to go bakery because that's a good trope. And duplicate it, go over here. And this one we're going to go amateur, and we're going to click on return to make sure sleuth, hopefully I spelled that right, is on the second line. So now we've got some tropes. Now, once you have your tropes, you can add some elements. And again, you just do your searching and scrolling. But since I have some of them already saved in my favorites, I'm going to make a little witch hat for the witches. Scroll down. Now, say you've got an element here, but you like everything about it except the orange stars. You don't like those orange stars. They need to be pink. So you go up here to the top bar again, click color, and now you can make them pink. Well, that's too dark, you say. So we'll make them a little lighter pink. So now we've got pink stars. Now, this is an interesting thing because supposedly you've got this element, you've changed it, you like the way you've changed it, but it's been saved in your project folder as the original element. So here, you can right click and you can look, but you want to save it, you want to use it in another design. You can copy it. Now you can go down here to this one, and then you can paste. And now you have the one with the pink stars. So that's another way that you can reuse elements. You copy and paste for different designs. So we'll go back to our trope here. Okay, and so we want amateur sleuth. So I've got a, where have I got? I've got a nice thing. So we'll put that down. We'll flip that. Amateurs, maybe put that there. Yeah. There we go. Bakery, I have a cupcake in here somewhere. Where's my favorite cupcake? There's my favorite cupcake. For murder, I've got a little poison thing in here somewhere, don't I? No, that one will do. Let's see, because we're running a little low on time here, so we'll just see if I can find that poison one, because I know I had a poison one in here somewhere. Oh, that's a potion. Okay. Oh, well. Anyway, we use this one instead. Now, another trick is that sometimes, now I'm not sure it's going to work on this one, but sometimes you can actually overlay things to make graphics that you want. So we're going to go back up into text, add a text box. We're going to write poison. And we're going to get very, very small. And then we are going to move it right on top of that graphic. And of course, it's always hard to position these things. But now, and so we better make that, we'll make it white. So it shows up. And voila, we now have a poison bottle. So even if you can't find the perfect graphic in the free graphics, you can actually sometimes make your own perfect graphic just by a little overlaying things. I've done that a couple of times. So that's another tip. And that's basically, and now I'm just going to adjust this because I like my book covers a little slanty. Just going to move that up a little bit there. And see, and there's a trope book graphic for you. And that didn't take long, took about 20 minutes. Now, probably if you're just getting used to using Canva, it'd probably take a little longer than that. So, okay. So we're coming up on time. So that's basically the end of the presentation here. So we're going to stop screen sharing. And we're going to put me back on screen here and we'll take any questions. So if you have any questions, now's the time to throw them in the comments and I will answer them. So anyway, and you can actually do a lot on Canva because you can do not only the book graphics, you can do thumbnails because I do all my, if you saw the thumbnail for this presentation, that was done in Canva. Yeah, that trick, it took me a while to figure that out to save the graphics in the project folders because I was doing the copy paste thing. Yeah, and some of the things will not save in the project folder because I cannot figure out how to save the mockups in the project folder, but they're not hard to find. So I don't have to go searching for them because I use the same mockup generally. And as you saw, a lot of those graphics you use a lot will pop up in recently used. Okay, yeah. No, I don't use Canva to create book covers. And their book cover, it's not really the best thing to use to book covers. I mean, it's okay for creating a quick cover. I could maybe see it being used for something like a reader magnet book cover, but I would not use it for a book cover, especially for a book cover that's going up on Amazon because of the licensing issues. The free stuff and the pro stuff, I mean, it's all licensed. You can use it, but Amazon sometimes kicks up a fuss about using that sort of thing on book covers. I know a few low content book creators who've used Canva. They've had some issues with Amazon. So I would not recommend using Canva for book covers unless maybe, like I said, it was for a reader magnet, which really doesn't will not cause you any copyright issues with Amazon. Anyway, and their book, like I said, their book cover stuff you can create. Like if you're doing a sort of a cartoony one, like for my maple fudge thing, that might be okay. But I mean, there's no real way to select. There's no real way to really refine the book cover in Canva. I mean, if you want a free thing to do book covers, I would recommend GIMP and not Canva um, because you get a lot more bells and whistles to do the book covers in something like GIMP. I mean, personally, when I do my book covers, I use Photoshop because they've got all the bells and whistles. But Affinity Photo is another low cost option for book covers. It's not as good as Photoshop, but it's getting better, and you could probably do a half decent book cover in Affinity Photo. You can also do a pretty decent book cover in GIMP as well. GIMP is free. Affinity Photo costs about $90 Canadian, so I'm not sure what that would be in US money or other money, um, but yeah, Affinity Photo is better, and it is slightly catching up to into Photoshop, but Photoshop is still the best thing to use, to be honest, for book covers. But I know it's not in the budget of everybody, so um, yeah, I would recommend using GIMP. I don't know if they've actually improved their text in GIMP because when I used it like years ago, I'm getting back into GIMP because I'm kind of curious as to how they've improved it. But when I used GIMP a few years ago, their text was terrible. I used to use PaintNet to do the text on all the book covers, but I use Photoshop for everything now. Although I am doing a little bit of book design in Affinity Designer. I'm trying to learn how to do digital painting. It's not going well, but it's a big learning curve from traditional painting, which I'm used to doing, to digital painting. Like I do, like the vector art designs, I've gotten reasonably well at that. So that's what I use Affinity Designer for mostly. But anyway, But yeah, so but Canva's pretty good for doing things like graphics and YouTube thumbnails and stuff like that because it's pretty quick. It's easy to use. I can do a YouTube thumbnail in maybe 15-20 minutes. I mean, I've been doing it for a while, so I'm got the process down, but so it's not too hard to get to do the graphics in Canva. And they really have some really nice designs. And yeah, and be sure to download the free uh the free book graphics that I'm offering there on Ko-fi because I've got several nice things. I've got some dividers that you can actually use not only in book graphics, but you can use them as scene breaks in your print books. And I've got some, let's see, let me pull up the graphics folder here. I think we got just enough time to do this. Let me see if I can screen share it. Okay. Oops. I'll get it. Stop that. Let's share the screen. Share screen. There we go. Now let's see if I can. All right. Let's see if we can. Okay. So you can see the little thumbnails. They're not too good. That's a balloon. Got a banner. This is bat wings. That's a berry sprig. Candle. Got a Celtic knot. We got a little bit of a cocktail here for all the romance people. Crescent moon. There's the cover dividers. They're basically, they're basically straight lines, but they have like hearts and fancy knots and whatnots in the middle. This is a torn paper graphic that you can put, like if you're doing a book cover reveal, like if you're doing a book tease, you can use that over the cover. And there's two of those. There's one kind of in sort of a brown paper and one in white paper. That's the licensing agreement. It's just so that nobody gets into trouble. That's a sci-fi planet. There's a little princess silhouette, a shield, skull and crossbones, a couple more planets, a little sword icon, and a little witch's hat there. So that's that's basically what you get for the graphics. Okay, so we're coming up on 7:58 here, so we're going to end the presentation. I hope you enjoyed it, and that's it for me, and I'll see you guys at the rest of the conference. So bye for now, everybody.